After you've downloaded Git and installed it, you're gonna need to create an account on GitLab. Some of you might have also heard of GitHub. Okay, so this is what GitHub looks like. GitHub is basically just another way of interfacing with Git, or another system for using Git. Both use the same system, like locally on your computer. You're not gonna have to like download anything differently. You can use both of these. But for one of the current projects we're working on now, it's we're using GitLab, so that's what we will go through. To experiment a little bit, let's create a new project, and let's make it just a blank project. And I'm gonna call this learning Git. Yeah, no deployment planned. We'll just make this private. A README is really nice to have because it will display some information on the GitLab page. So we will keep that there. Just hit create project. So when you have a README, this is where that information will be stored. This is using Markdown. Yeah, you can make this look super nice and provide additional information to anyone who's part of the team. Okay, so the next step is to get this environment that we have here onto our local computer. Let's pretend that this is an Unreal project. Add a folder, and we're going to call this Unreal Test Project. In command prompt, you type cd, which means change directory, and then paste in whatever that link is. Command prompt isn't very fond of spaces. It's going to interpret this as like two separate commands. So what we're going to need to do is wrap this in quotes. And now you can see we're in this folder or this directory. This page is starting to get a little bit crowded. So what you can also do is write, I think it's clear. Yeah, I think maybe CLS is another command that does the same thing. Let me just try that again. Yeah, first what you need to do is write git init. It initializes this folder as a Git repository, which just means... Okay, so now we're in our Unreal Test Project folder. The first thing we need to do is initialize this as a Git repo, Git repository. The reason why we need to do this is to tell Git that this is a folder from which we want to move our changes to the GitLab servers. The way to do this is just to write git init for initialize. So now this is an empty Git repository, and now we have to link it with GitLab. So the way to do that is by using these commands. So we can start by doing this one, and what this does is it tells Git where to find the online repository, and then we do the next one, Git branch. So what this does is it renames the trunk, so to speak, of our project, so that the name of the main branch is simply main. Okay, now that we've renamed the main branch, what we can do is just check the status of Git Status. And now it will tell us, oh, we're on the main branch. Git Status is probably something you'll be using a lot because it will give you information about which files are ready to be sent to the servers and which ones are not. It basically gives you most of the information you need about the current status of your local Git repository. The local repository that you have on your computer and the repository on the GitLab servers are completely separate. So you can do whatever you want locally, and as long as you don't push it, which means send it to the servers, nothing is going to get updated in the main project files.